Yes, guys, and welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102. We have a real treat for you coming. Now, it's not 100% here if this is going to be streamed. At the moment, we're looking at 50-50. But this coming Sunday, we have got an epic tournament for you. And it is going to be... I'm hoping for it to be live, which is going to add just that little bit more spice to it. But the beauty of it is there's going to be a fucking shitload of us. There's going to be a shitload of us. Now, basically, I am part of an additional, as well as the others, Championship Manager Facebook group, along with a few of the guys, and it's specifically for networking. And there's a few of us that have got together. There's about 5 of us. And one of the guys says he wants to do this tournament. And this is a tournament that I've done several times in the past. So we've banged our heads together and we've got this tournament set up. Matt Tierney is leading the way on this. And Matt Tierney did a live stream yesterday. It only lasted a few minutes, but it was a draw for who was going to get who in terms of, assigned nations. So we've got a lot of people that are partaking in it. But there are some people at the moment that haven't joined a hamachi group. So if you look at let's just close that one. If you look at the World Cup clan, that is what it's all about. We've got multiple groups because, as you guys know, for those of you that play internet play, you know that you can't have no more than 4 people and the host in any one group. Now I'm going to be the host of this game, so effectively I need to have multiple groups. So let's look at World Cup clan. We've got Stuart Danton, we've got Matt Tierney. I've had to rename all these names because people don't put their name in on Hamachi. I need to know who's who so I can keep track. Stuart Danton and Matt Tierney. Now we've still got 2 people due, and that is Chris Henson and Wayne Chester. Wayne should be joining a bit later on, but Wayne, you need to do it ASAP because our deadline, what do we say, Matt? 10 o'clock tonight? After 10 o'clock tonight, well, tough shit, you lose your spot. World Cup Clan 2, we have got, as you can see, we've got, is it Adu? And we're still missing 3 people. Gary Butler, Bruno Mayer and Chris Thomas. Again, same applies to you guys. In World Cup Clan 3, Alex Gordon, the great, the stud muffin, the one and the only, Mark Whitaker, and William McGregor. We are still missing Michael Godfrey on the Clan 3, and Clan 4... should have only been 3 people. Rodney T, Ronnie Farrell and Matty Hughes. Now, I'll explain. Carl Rhodes is actually there, and it's got a star. Now, I'll explain what that is. Carl Rhodes is on a waiting list, essentially. I'm expecting there's always people that are going to drop out, and I think that's inevitable. So, chances are, Carl, you will get I'm not sure how we're going to determine who you get, but the draw has been made. Now, I'm only going to show you the draw as to who out of... I agree that only the people that have already gone to this step, hamachi, will be added into the game. So, without further ado, let's just get straight to it, shall we? We have got our save going, and there we see it. Matt was first out. He drew himself out first, and he drew Brazil. Motherfucker is what I say to that. Nah, it's all good. So, and obviously, you can see I got Sweden. Fucking Sweden. Rodney T got Nigeria. I mean, I joked and I said about Nigeria, and I says I fucking hope I don't get Nigeria. But they've actually got some good players. Ronnie Farrell has possibly got the lowest ranked team in the game, which puts him under no pressure. Mark Whitaker, Uruguay. Now, I was following the draw live. I was out at the time, and there was 2 teams left, 2 players left. Penultimate player went, and he got Italy, and Mark goes, you fucking bastard, because Mark knew he had a 50-50 chance of landing Italy. And as you can gather there, the manager of Italy hasn't joined a hamachi group yet. Alex Gordon has got Spain, William McGregor, France, Stuart Danton, Portugal, Adu, Poland, Matty Hughes, who only joined the hamachi group about an hour ago, Argentina. Now, we've obviously got other people that were in that draw that initially said, yeah, I'm all game for playing, and they are the following. Wayne Chester, he will be Belgium. Chris Henson, you will be Mexico. Michael Godfrey, Italy. Who else? Chris Thomas, England. Excuse me. Bruno Mayer, Germany. And finally, Gary Butler, Croatia. Gary Butler's possibly also got an equally low-ranked team along with Ronnie Farrell. So, the way this is going to work, it's going to be a complete network game. But just to save time, right, I'll explain how this is going to work. To save time, everybody is now, they've got a couple of days till Saturday. We agreed, really, from 10 o'clock tonight until Saturday, they can send me or Matt their squad for the Euros. For the World Cup. For example, let me just shift in. For example, let's take Stuart Danton. Now, Stuart Danton has already done his 23 players for Portugal. I won't go on to it because I don't do no spoilers. He sent me them all, and I've named them all. I've picked them all for him. We're at the 15th of May, so we're actually at the UEFA Cup final. So a little bit of time to go before the first group game, but I wanted to give enough time for everybody to name their squads, and we've got no hiccups. I've named my 23-man squad. I've also got a bit of a shortlist. I say shortlist. Standby players. And I think it's important that standby players are there. And I'll give you an example with Stuart Danton, because we had a discussion. Victor Bailly quite often retires early in season 1. And obviously, as you can see, I've had to holiday a season, and he has. So Stuart Danton has given me a standby goalkeeper. His squad is announced. My squad at Sweden is announced. I've taken a lot on board. No one else has yet to name me their squad yet. They probably need a bit of time. It'll be interesting as to who picks who. Who do I fancy? I think, for me, on the ODB, the two strongest nations are Italy and Argentina. But don't think that that is a lot of pressure on Matty Hughes, because let's cast your mind back now to the World Cup 2002. Look at this for a fucking group. What an absolute explosive group. As all 4 human managers, Matty Hughes, Chris Thomas, and of course, as we just said about Nigeria, who do we say was Nigeria? I forget. Fucking hell. Rodney T. We're all in the same group. So the bottom line is, right, 2 of us are going home early. I think it puts Matty under a lot of pressure. It puts him under a lot of pressure indeed. So, and I do stress this, if I'm streaming it, it will be on YouTube, because we can then post a link over to the relevant CM sites. The plan of action that me and Matt have discussed, Matt Tierney, is we are going to hopefully conclude the whole fucking thing in one bang session. And I mean, he asked me how long roughly, and I think 2, maybe 3 hours. We can hammer that out. There is a waiting list, so if you still want to be part of this, it's not actually too late. It just means that you'll have to be quickness, because I said to Matt, I says there will be people that don't turn up. There always is. You can only have 16 managers in any CM game, whether it be network or even solo. You can only have 16. But as I said, I know we're missing 2 people on the First Clan network group that I've got there. We're missing a few there. We're missing 1 here. We only had 3 here, because as I said, you can only have 5 people in any one hamachi network. I need to be one of them, because these guys need to be able to connect to me as the host. It's going to be ODB, as you can see. In terms of ODB, it's going to be ODB as we all know it. Simple as that. But we've gone to 396A and flipped it back to ODB in order to get some stability on it and to use a Nix patcher. So it's ODB, Ty Madeira is not in the game. He has been removed. So, Stanton, fuck you. You are not having Stanton. Stuart Danton, you're not having Ty Madeira. We've already discussed that. But you are having Deco. You shotgun that. Now, a big thing, right, is we have collectively agreed we are going to play non-wibwob. Now, it's very difficult to police that. So, one of the key features on Nix Patcher is disabling wibwob, which is why you can see my name in a nice girly pink. No wibwob. The goalkeeper defaults on wibwob. Rather than argue, don't forget to unwibwob your goalie. We've agreed, keep your goalie as wibwob if you wish, which I would say probably everybody will. But everybody's going to have to make their tactic from base. They can't send it to me, because when you disable wibwob, you cannot load tactic. So my tactic is already done. Couple of other rules. These are quite obvious rules that I tend to swear by. Non-wib-wob, which we can manage. Minimum of at least 3 at the back. You must have 3 defenders at the back. And you must have 2 wide players. So if I show you my tactic, there's my squad. That's my tactic. And the goalkeeper, you can see, is wib-wob, the thickness. I've used a base 4-4-2, and I've got 2 full-backs, and which is my wide players. I've got at least 3 players in a defensive line. As you can see, we've got 4. They are the rules. And the next thing is none of this man marking the goalkeeper bullshit. Now, someone asked, how do we police it? Now, the wib-wob we can police because we've disabled the wib-wob screens, as you can see. In terms of tactics, we just need to go on trust. You know, we have to trust people, then they're not going to fucking cheat, to be honest with you. There is only one exception to those 2 rules being broken, and that is if a player was to be red carded. So hypothetically, if my number 2 was to be red carded and I'm down to 10 men, I've got 1 fullback. I've not got 2 wide players. Or hypothetically, if I was to have fucking number 3 and number 4 red carded, I end up with 2 at the back. I'd probably make a sub and fucking put someone in defence anyway. But that is the rules. That is really, really important. So I feel it's going to be a really, really exciting game. I think it's fair to say we've had a lot more interest than what I anticipated. I mean, you can see there we've got 10. Now, needless to say, I've said about steps. You know, when someone announces their intention to play, that's the step 1. Step 2, join the hamachi group. There we go. These are the people in front of you. Step 3, they need to tune in. They need to log in on Sunday. Their squad will already be announced because they'd have sent it to me, hopefully, and I'll have picked it. So, for example, Stuart Danton has already sent me his squad. I've gone to it and I've done it. Hence why I added him in, and then I've taken it, and then now I've restored it as a network game, so Stuart Danton could technically log on and take control of Portugal with his team already there. Saves a lot of time. It will save a lot of messing about, and that's why I believe we can get this done really, really quickly, because it's going to save a lot of messing about. So tune in, guys. Tune in. Till next time from me, take it easy.